Look at that green dot right away. We're live, Washington, D.C., January 6th, 2025. Look at that, it's a snowy day. Capitol over there. Could you imagine 4 years ago if this was the weather? What a different outcome we would have had. So I came out here so you don't have to. It is a cold and snowy day, I'll tell you. Let's see what we can see. Just really not sure what's going on. I did get word that the certification is going to happen just 1 hour from now. Or, you know, whatever. If you ask Raskin, it's not. These look like some Antifa weirdos. Maybe disappointed that they can't cause mayhem. Let's just see what's going on. Look at those, those are kind of like a temporary cell tower or something. That looks like a lot of communication stuff. These guys are ready to shoot, kill anybody. Hiya, fellas.
How's it going?
Try not to shoot anybody. Hey, Charles, how are you, man?
Good, dude. Great to see you.
Jason, good to see you.
You too.
You must be freezing, dude.
Nah, dude, I'm from the Midwest, man. This is nothing.
So how you feeling on January 6th, my man?
Yo, it's pretty ironic being back here in the snow. Trump won. Democrats look stupid by building a wall.
Exactly.
No.
But what about this crazy lockdown, Charles? Nobody's allowed in, are we?
No one's allowed in. And it's like that because back in September, Joe Biden thought Kamala was going to win, so Mayorkas declared today a national security event. So they were trying to play up like Insurrection Part 2. But that didn't happen, so they just built a big wall, and it looked really dumb. It's pretty crazy, actually.
And so they said it's going to happen at 1 o'clock. Dude, but your hair is wet. You don't have a scarf. You don't have a hat. You're not.
Great. Nah, this is
not
nothing.
worried.
Like I'm from Ohio. Usually it's like 10 degrees and snowing. I'll take the 30 degrees and snowing all day, every day. I love it.
Okay. Well, for people who have not previously seen the real Charles Downs, how can everybody find your work?
Oh yeah, follow me at the Charles Downs on X and Truth. And yeah, stay tuned. It's gonna be wild this January. We have confirmation hearings and so much more happening on the Hill. So
you do great confrontations of various Democrat morons.
oh, they're pretty
good to
dumb.
run
Thank
into you, man.
too.
Listen, stay. You don't even have gloves. You're out of
No,
here.
no. See, like I'm out here in the elements, not cold. It's actually beautiful. I love the snow. 30 degrees, 8 inches of snow. I'm from Ohio.
It's like
this
20.
is like a summer day.
Wow.
This is like a summer day.
Good to see you, Charles.
You
Take
too.
care. Okay, so there we go. That's the idea, is just come out here, see what's what, see who's around. How you guys doing?
Great.
So maybe people came to try to see the whatever. Here, look, police line, do not cross. What a terrible police state we're living in now. So the Capitol building is closed to the public today?
Yes.
And the office buildings as well?
The Capitol complex is closed.
The whole complex is closed.
Official business only.
Yeah. Of course. Well, you know, so there you go. We're just living in a toy. I feel bad for young children like this who are now growing up in a police state. When I was a kid, you know, you could go anywhere in Washington, D.C. Hey, did you girls come to see the whole deal and now are disappointed that we're locked out of everything?
No, we live here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you said yeah, you said no. Those dudes are just hanging out, being warm. Well, you know, one benefit to it being freezing cold, miserable weather day, I said I can get on the cell network. That was impossible 4 years ago. Remember that? You just couldn't get a live stream going at all. And before I speak too soon, let me make sure that's actually happening. Yes, there we are live. 48 people watching on YouTube. I don't wish I stayed in Florida. This was the plan all along. Remember, this road trip began in Washington, D.C. People remember that conversation I had with Clay Higgins? That was this same road trip. So, you know, this was the plan all along. I did enjoy my time in Florida. Like a fish tank or a zoo. Exactly. Ohio people need more than this to be cold. Well, all right. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I'm all super goose downed up. I feel like I could have done some more to stay warm here. But, you know, for people who have been enjoying this road trip, please become a sponsor on odyssey.com/@crowdsourcethetruth or crowdsourcethetruth.substack.com. course, subscribestar.com and patreon.com/crowdsource the truth. You can still see the January 6th video from 2021 where Charles joined me here in our capital. I think that's only on Odyssey, because it went out on, that's free for people to see on Odyssey. So even if you don't become a sponsor of the show, I recommend subscribing on Odyssey. It's the largest collection of Crowdsource the Truth videos anywhere on the internet. It's just such a police presence. It's really just so depressing now to come to Washington, D.C. during these events, because you're just reminded how we're under criminal lockdown, criminal presidency. Joe Biden has done so much to destroy the country. You know, people could go back on Odyssey and watch when I came here for Joe Biden's inauguration, criminal inauguration. And I was talking with Charles Ortel last night. If you missed that episode, check it out. Charles was broadcasting live from the Ortel Presidential Library. Wow, what an impressive layout that is. You know, there were some stupid people who used to send me messages like, hey, are you sure that Charles isn't lying to you? Because when he broadcasts from his apartment, it looks like he's in a crappy closet and he's supposed to be this rich, fancy guy. I think something that a lot of people who aren't from New York don't realize is that really well-established families that have been in New York for like, I don't know, maybe like 50 to 100 years or more, there's this pretty well-known thing where they have rent-stabilized apartments that are, I don't even really know the full deal of how that works, but that is what Charles had there. And I mean, people might be annoyed to know that super rich people can get apartments for like, you know, mere pittance per month. But that's what it is. The rent is stabilized, and it's just maybe, I don't know, a couple $100 a month to have a like 3-bedroom apartment. I mean, something that would be thousands and thousands of dollars normally, but they're old. And that's what that was. People now see the level of apartment that Charles is living in when he does it up the way he wants it. So what do we got here? You guys he's pressing, you're trying to get what? Trump kicked out with the 14th Amendment?
Supreme Court said that Congress still has the power to invoke 14th Section 3, and I'm here to say that they should.
Well, tell us what that section is all about. Oh my God, look at this. Oh. We might have just been knocked off. I hit the recover broadcast button, so there's like nobody around. That's got to be one of these police cars deliberately trying to screw with me. Let's see. Oh, maybe it's that guy. Did that guy have an IMS eye catcher? Doesn't look like he has any friends. Did we just get kicked off? The broadcast just end? It might have. What a jackass. Oh man. So that guy is standing there waiting. Shit. Will it come back? I don't think so. But is there another? I don't know. Let's see if this recovers the broadcast. We've got a tool for doing that.
Yeah, he's told me some.
Is it back? No, porn stash, exactly. Dude's a loser. Do people hear me saying, is it back? The stream is back. I love it, recover broadcast. I don't know why they make that a manual function, though. Yes, hello, Nate.
Yeah.
The broadcast is back. See, that dude is an FBI, something's going on there. We got police cars, they're waiting for somebody like me to talk to a shithead like that so they can blast me with some kind of radio something. I get it, Laura, it should be back now. I think they were messing with the broadcast over there. Other channels might have been cut out by that. YouTube is fairly robust in terms of allowing me to bring it back. Right, when I got, exactly, Tom, within 2 feet of that guy. Digital harassment, I agree. Look at all these assholes in these trucks. This is what they're here for. You know, it's not enough to fence it up and keep everybody out. They don't even want you to see what's going on. Maximum assholery. Yeah, we're back, exactly. I'm not letting them do this. You know, I want people to appreciate, a lot of people were annoyed, and I'm sorry about that, with some of the internet problems that were happening on the car broadcasts. You know, the purpose of that was manifold. Not to make a car joke, but you know, it used to be extremely difficult to here, this guy's in here on Tinder. All cops are doing the same sort of stuff. How you guys doing? The purpose of the car broadcasts, there were many purposes, but it used to be on a road trip, I had to bring a ton. All right, be nice, you're right. They're just such dicks. It used to be extremely difficult to drive around the country and, you know, arrive at a hotel and to try to set up the broadcast. Because first of all, even when the hotel says, oh, high-speed internet, I guess that's kind of like a relative, you know, their opinion of high speed and mine, it might differ. And it didn't always work. Very frustrating. Sometimes there's electricity problems in the hotels, you know, because I'm trying to stay at pretty economical hotels, and it becomes really difficult. And also, you know, driving, sometimes there's traffic, sometimes I wake up late or go to bed late or get there late. It's like all kinds of scheduling problems, all kinds of problems. And also, when I used to have a super jam-packed broadcasting schedule, which I like to have so people can have a lot of shows to watch, and so that sponsors get a very good value when they sponsor the show on odyssey.com/@crowdsourcethetruth, crowdsourcethetruth.substack.com, and subscribestar.com and patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth. When the schedule is chock-a-block full of shows, you know, it's difficult to get to a hotel, set up the stuff, do a show, go to bed, wake up, break it down, get to the next location. It just became this mad race to set up and reset up. And what is that? It was just a very mad dash to kind of get all over the place and do stuff. And so the idea was, if I could reduce the amount of equipment and be able to fit it in the car, run it all from battery power and a variety of different things, it was to try to make these road trips and moving around the country more feasible. And one of the key things that I needed to create, and that has now enabled that, is something I've dubbed MAMA, the multimedia, what was it? Array. There was another M in there somewhere. But it's basically a link aggregated bonded array of multiple internet connections, cellular, satellite, and other. Did people know that this is a botanical garden here? And it was very, very difficult to make it work. People saw some of the failures in the early broadcasts. My apologies to Ken Silva, to Sal Greco, to George Tanyos, John Cullen. people experienced some of the technical difficulties. But you know, I've developed a lot of these integrated systems. This is nothing I've invented. It's off-the-shelf products, but I am, as people who have been watching this show for a while have heard me say it many times, I am an applications expert. I don't design computer software, although I am trying to do that now using, is this a pipe bomber? I am trying to do that now using artificial intelligence, but I'm primarily an applications expert, and I've throughout my life been very good at coming up with and executing applications that nobody else seems to be able to do. So I've created this whole link aggregated, redundant, protected, multi-array for broadcasting, and it did save Charles' broadcast last night. I'm not able to use it now. Right now I'm just walking around using the regular phone. See, that guy's got something similar, that live view, but I don't have that, and I don't really like the way that works. Maybe, I don't know, I guess I could check that out, but yeah, it saved Charles' show last night, and it's designed to basically allow me to broadcast from places where there's weak signal or sometimes even no signal. I don't want to get into too many details about exactly how it works. A lot of people are like, oh, Starlink, are you using Starlink? Starlink, I mean, it can work with anything. Bad hotel internet, Starlink, cellular, wired internet, even if that's bad sometimes, which it is. I think I might be getting to a dead end here. But the idea is to create a redundant solution. Now, this doesn't seem to be fenced off, but I just get a strong sense that if I walk in here, I'm going to get to a spot where I'll be kicked out. This is, can I go around here? Or is that the end of the line? That looks like the end of the line. We'll ask. There's a lot of snow falling. Is going left here an option? Not an option. Okay. I've seen that fat guy with the coffee before. A lot of losers working for the Capitol Police. I wonder. You guys still haven't found that pipe bomber from 4 years ago, have you? Good job. Fucking idiots. I think it's Ivan Raiklin. People have been saying that the pipe bomber might be Ivan Raiklin. There was a video of him sitting in a hearing where, I forget who the congressperson was that was saying it, but they're like, oh, you know, that pipe bomber might be right here with us right now. And Raiklin is in the back smiling. He's a douche. They're doing some kind of press conference right now. Maybe I'll head over there. I think people are going to get better coverage of that. You're right, Laura's saying Starlink can be choppy. That's it. Starlink is not able to sustain. Right now I'm broadcasting about 3.5 megabits per second. And you saw over there, even when it just dips down a little bit, there's a very, very minimal data buffer here. And also, let's see if Odyssey was able to survive that. It's not as good at getting through those bumps as YouTube is. I'm not blaming Odyssey. I do love Odyssey. It's a wonderful platform. And keep in mind, YouTube is a multi-billion-dollar thing. Let's see if Odyssey is still going. It is. God bless Odyssey. And thanks to everyone who's watching on Odyssey. Let's check the live chat there. Hello, Odyssey. Thanks for watching, everyone. So there you go. Yeah, we got a data buffer. There's all kinds of different techniques that can deal with the problems of this type of live streaming. And, you know, we're on year 8 of Crowdsource the Truth. I mentioned on that broadcast about the drones and Palmer Luckey that each year I like to try to advance the technology in one way or another. And this year it was strengthening the, am I about to get killed by the U.S. Capitol Police? What are they rushing around for? There's nothing going on. They're just jackasses. So incompetent. Stupid assholes. No need to drive that fast. There's nothing going on there. So we're about 40 minutes away from this certification. Is Raskin and his crew of Democrat miscreants, are they going to come up with something? Are they going to try to say, oh, well, you know, the Colorado Supreme Court said that, you know, whatever that idiot was talking about. See, but the point is, it's not for an individual state to be able to overpower the executive, the federal executive. That's obviously intended for Congress and federal courts. Individual states, this is what they're trying to do in New York with this crap with Juan Merchan. It's disgraceful. Charles Ortel, I didn't get to finish my thought there. He was railing against this last night, and people got to see the incredibly beautiful office that he has built in his new apartment. Charles just looks incredibly healthy right now. Looks like the sun and the weather and the food there in Malaysia are really agreeing with him. Yeah, I agree, Nate. The FBI is a joke. Brian doesn't trust Musk. Yes, I agree. I don't trust him either. People know I've been suing Elon Musk for quite a while. Hey, have you guys heard about this whole dust up with Elon Musk and Adrian Dittman? You don't know anything about that? You guys here for the certification?
No.
No?
We're just walking around.
You guys from out of town?
Yeah.
So what do you think? Is this what you expect, all this lockdown?
I don't know. I have no opinion. Really.
Yeah? Where are you guys visiting from?
Florida.
Florida?
Yeah.
So you must be cold.
No, it's actually not bad.
All right, cool. Enjoy the
Yeah. Have a good one.
snow. Now, I don't want to, I guess if they're trying to blast my signal, I don't want to walk past these dumb cops again. Let's try it maybe across the street. It'll be a little less IMSI catchy. Maybe. This sidewalk okay to walk on?
Yeah, so you can stay on this side.
Over here?
He's just gonna back in.
Yeah, you can stay on this side, sir. Just don't cross Independence. You can go that way.
Don't cross Independence. Don't have any independence is what he means. Here we have a Hamas supporter. You gotta be crazy. You know, I get it, but Intifada is gonna include killing you. Just let that soak in. Don't cross Independence. I mean, what is this jackass looking at? Whoop. See, this is a relatively new stabilizer and it's a little bit all over the place. Yeah, so Charles was railing against this. It's horrible how they're giving out Presidential Medal of Stupidity to just about anybody these days. Hillary Clinton and George Soros and Bill Nye, the science guy, Nickelodeon stars. I saw, what's his name? You know, the Equalizer. How am I blanking on his name? The actor. Oh, well, anyway, they're giving it to actors. They're giving it to whoever. Denzel Washington. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Does he really, is it freedom? I get it. Give him an Academy Award. What does he need the Presidential Medal of Freedom for? What did he do? Yeah, right. You're not allowed to walk down the street. I'm not pulling anybody's mustache. That's a stupid suggestion. People like to make stupid suggestions. It's very snowy. I mean, I'm from New York. There's been snow my whole entire life. This is a snowy day. It's a nice kind of walk and talk to be able to be out and check this all out. You know, initially I had a different kind of agenda planned for today. I was going to meet up with some January 6th, you know, J6ers and walk around. Well, at least one, George Tanios, we were talking about possibly doing that. But obviously the weather makes it very difficult depending on, I'm not exactly sure where he's coming from, where he lives. And so, you know, also you got to imagine somebody who got jammed up on January 6th has a wife and kids. They might not be too crazy. Yeah, Denzel Washington, Nate. might not be too crazy about them coming back and being here for the event, you know. But it's hard to believe, 4 years ago, holy cow, shorts. Aren't you freezing cold? Wow. That doesn't make any sense to me. Trump should give the medal to J6 prisoners. See, that would make sense. The medals were a joke. It cheapens the whole thing, just like Joe Biden has cheapened everything about the United States. You know, we were looking at those pictures of Joe and the crackhead hanging out with all those Chinese guys who were just like, oh yeah, give them a couple of $1 million and we'll, you know, take over the incredible wealth of the United States, hundreds of years of building this into the greatest country there ever was, with the emphasis on was. Joe has ruined it. I hope that Trump can restore it to greatness. There's a lot of people now on X who are saying, "Oh, MAGA hunter." So, oh, you don't want to make America great? How does that make any sense? Now, wait, I seem to have gotten on I'm fenced in here again in a way that I wasn't. See, I want to be over there. How do they have this fence built? I do have to go back to that side. So this is what they're doing. They're making Washington, D.C. into a prison. I mean, what are they proud of? What are they stopping anybody from doing? Why do we need this part fenced up? Now, what is this doing here? Isn't this that Andre the Giant has a posse? People know what that sticker is about? I used to see that in taxis in New York City, and it said, Andre the Giant has a posse. And I was like, what? So somebody in the chat there just said they don't trust Elon Musk. I don't either. First of all, he took Laura Loomer off of X. I mean, he, eliminated her, her verification so that she can't, that guy looked sketchy. So she can't get subscribers or money. I mean, isn't that low? The richest guy in the world is taking Laura Loomer's rent money? Kind of disgusting. And then why did he do it? Oh yeah, because she had a problem with the visas. I didn't really know too much about that subject when this whole argument began. It does seem like Trump flip-flopped on that. I get it, he wants these political allies, but there's something else going on, Elon Musk is obviously a defense contractor. Starlink, which we were just talking about, they gave that stuff to Ukraine, and it seemed to have made quite a difference in terms of the war effort. I don't think he should have gotten involved, to tell you the truth. And then they also said there was that whole thing where he gave it to them for free. Then he got pissed off that it was free. Then he said, never mind, it can be free. And then they made some announcement that they're coming up with something called like Defense Link or something like that, where they're basically making for the military a version of Starlink. So I don't know if that means additional and other satellites or just using the existing satellites. I don't know, but the point is that and SpaceX, he's a military contractor to some extent. And he has spoken about having a security clearance. I've heard him say that. Now, if I walk by here again, I'm going to have to walk fast because I don't want to lose the signal, and I'll keep my eye on the buffer. I don't know why it doesn't automatically try to reconnect. You have to watch it and say, oh, you just disconnected. But, see, the other thing is, I was asking those guys about this Adrian Dittman. I don't know if people have been following that. Nice day for a walk with the kids.
Yes.
That's suspicious as hell. Two dudes walking with a baby carriage in the freezing cold and a weird foreign accent. Now, wait a minute. What does this say? The United States Secret Service. Oh, it's just the company that delivers the toilet. Yeah, so Adrian Dittman, I never heard about this guy until, so let's see. Let's just view this from over here. So we've got this truck right across the street from the idiot with the porno mustache. We've got this Chinese news photographer. Let's speed up here so that if they do try to ding me. You guys aren't using IMSI catchers, are you?
Not yet.
Huh? Fat asshole. Yeah, see, they did something deliberate when I was over there last time. Somebody in that van did something. They didn't notice me this time. Anyway, didn't know about this guy, Adrian Dittman. And then Laura got into a whole dust-up with Elon Musk over the visas, and there was this big giant X space where they were, you know, talking about the visas and freedom of speech and kicking people off of Twitter. And so this Adrian Dittman shows up, and to me, he just sounds exactly like Elon Musk. Now, could that be not exactly like Elon Musk? He sounded like Elon Musk using some sort of real-time AI voice changer, you know? 11 Labs is that company that does all kinds of AI voice stuff where you can kind of voice print somebody, and like the Terminator, you know? He could listen to you speak and then call your mom and be like, oh, I'm at the cabin in Big Bear. Yeah, your foster parents are dead. You know, imitate the voices and fool people. Everybody's got the porno mustache on this squad. He's laughing. It's dumbass. But, it sounded to me like Elon Musk using some sort of real-time AI voice changer to make him sound slightly not like Elon Musk. Oh my God, Donnie O'Sullivan. You doing a story about George Webb, Donnie?
1 second, just give me 2 minutes.
Did you win an Emmy yet?
No.
Yeah. Dumbest dick on CNN right there. Donnie O'Sullivan. Lying son of a bitch. So many idiots out here. What is that guy saying? Is everybody walking around here watching my live stream, hitting me with IMSI catchers? It's so funny. Donnie O'Sullivan. Donnie O'Sullivan is an absolute putz. And there's reason to believe that he's tied in with FBI operations. I say that, I realize I'm all over the place here, but I say that because, you know, he was reporting on the Port of Charleston incident, and you know, he focused on George Webb, which in retrospect, it really doesn't make sense that there wasn't an equal focus on me. And I didn't want there to be, obviously. That was not a good thing. But we were both on the broadcast, and it was broadcast from my YouTube channel, and it seems like they really wanted me. George certainly wanted me to call the Coast Guard and use those magical words that I allege would have been used to put me in jail. When that failed, it became a cleanup operation, and frankly, the cleanup operation is still ongoing. That's why George's brother continues to sue me and harass me and harass my parents. He's a disgusting guy who deserves to spend the rest of his life in prison. I hope that will happen soon. Hard to say, though, you know, he works for, it seems, the FBI, just like Donnie. Yeah, see, this has become more difficult to control. Maybe there's something about it that I don't yet understand. But it seems to me that, you know, legitimate news people who were curious about what was going on that day, June 14th, 2017, Donald Trump's birthday. Weird, right? It's almost like they selected that. I didn't know it was Trump's birthday. It's almost like that was a message. But Donnie was, he was busy smearing George on CNN, because I think when they failed to get my voice on recording saying that, they said, uh-oh, we got to clean this up and make it go away. And Donnie was part of that cleanup crew. Fat little dunce that he is. And I now know the significance of the Emmys in this whole thing. Here's our pal Charles Downs again. Hey, Charles. Charles, I'm sorry to bother you again. Do you know if that press conference is still happening at the Hyatt? You want to take a little walk over there?
There's a press conference at the Hyatt?
Let's go take a look.
I think Kamala's going to be coming down the street any second.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I'll leave you to that. I'll see you around, man.
Oh, wait, dude, what's going on at the Hyatt? Is it like a...
It's the J6 pardon press conference, as far as I understand.
Oh, who's doing it, do you know?
It's like the whole Flynn crew with
nice.
Rake Lynn and all of them. It might be over by now. I don't know.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll definitely make my way over there. Like I said, I want to get Kamala's motorcade because I think she's going to come down the street anyway.
So that's to certify she's coming?
Yeah. Like, I usually come down Constitution, but since it's like heightened security, don't hold me to it, but this is usually the way she goes.
You live in D.C. now, right?
Yeah.
You really know the town. Uh-oh, there's an electric F-150. I hope they're not going to
They might stall.
blow it up in a suicide attack.
But
Oh,
yeah.
I just said something that probably maybe YouTube doesn't like. That's a lot of crazy stuff, right? All the electric truck bombings that have been going on. Anybody in the chat know if that Hyatt press conference is still going? I don't, it's kind of a risk to go there. There's a lot of people there who want me to go to jail and have tried to make it happen. But no, we can't pardon them all, Brian Reynolds. We can't pardon, for instance, John Earl Sullivan. I don't think it's a blanket pardon for anybody that's been incarcerated as a result of, it is cold, pulling up the fencing in October. It's cold, Lemonhead. So if you're just catching this now, I hope you'll subscribe on X. You can catch me there at JG_CSTT. You can become a subscriber on X now. I don't know how I get the money. I guess people haven't been on there for more than a month yet, so maybe I don't get the money yet, but I don't know. But you can subscribe on X. It's a little bit not perfectly seamless the way X has it worked out. Like, you can't, as far as I can tell, do a subscriber-only live stream on X. I have to post the videos afterwards. I don't mind if people don't mind, but I do recommend odyssey.com/@crowdsourcethetruth. That's really the best way to subscribe because, first of all, that's an independent technology platform. So it's not big tech. It's not owned by the richest guy in the world who could be possibly trying to subvert the executive office with his gang of technocratic tech bros who were seed investors in Anduril and seem to be very involved in Palantir. Yeah, this is dangerous. This is going to be really hard ice in a little while, this packed down snow. This is the kind of stuff you can really take a fall on. So I don't know how much more time I'm going to be able to spend around out here, but we'll see. People should check out the real Charles Downs. Maybe he'll catch Kamala's motorcade going there. But yeah, Odyssey is great because it allows me to offer everybody the most economical way to sponsor Crowdsource the Truth for as little as $3 a month plus a 58-cent Odyssey fee. You can help keep Crowdsource the Truth going. You can help support small tech, medium tech. I don't know, what would you consider Odyssey? It's not big tech. So it's good. We need these alternative platforms, you know? And their tech support, it's unbelievably good. Somebody sent me an email like, hey, I'm getting all kinds of buffering on Odyssey and I have great internet, so something's wrong with Odyssey. And then I contacted Odyssey tech support. They got on a Zoom call with this guy and there was something about the way his browser that was set up that was causing it. Problem was resolved. Pretty amazing. Here's Jones Day, 51 Louisiana Avenue. Now, I think the Hyatt is up here. This press conference might be over. Let's see, does anybody in the chat have any idea what's going on with that press conference? Is it still going? I'm in the YouTube chat here. Anduril and Palantir sound like drugs rather than companies. Well, Anduril, I think, is from something from Lord of the Rings. I think it was a sword, some kind of magical sword in Lord of the Rings or something like that. I could be wrong about that, but Palantir, that's that technology thing that Peter Thiel owns. And it's a big surveillance. I don't know. I mean, it just doesn't seem like these are people that really like Trump so much as, yeah, Trudeau resigned. That was good. He's a loser. Snowing in NYC, I'm sure. It's not on YouTube. All right, well, let me see. I was talking to somebody else about where that press conference was going. Are we still there on Odyssey? Hello, Odyssey people. Looks like 4 people are watching on Odyssey. Thanks for watching on Odyssey, everybody. Oh yeah, there's the live chat on Odyssey. Biden may have put the final nails in the U.S. economy, started with Nixon. That's true. D.C. has just been destabilizing. So can't find info about the J6 pardon presser at the Hyatt, but doing a quick web search. Brave browser. Yeah, well, I mean, listen, that's the thing. I appreciate everybody who's watching on Odyssey. Thank you very much. I think the Hyatt might be down here. Let me first of all see if that press conference is still happening. Let's see. Well, I don't know. Let's just get to the map here and we'll head over there. See firsthand. That's the best way to check. Yeah, it's close. So, directions. I guess I got to keep walking straight here. Or no, it might be right down there. Yeah, there it is, I think.
It froze?
Yeah, so 4 years ago there was no live streaming happening. The data network was so super jammed up. I guess that's why the cops brought their own data towers. You know, I guess they're doing the multi-million-dollar version of, oh, there it is right there. So let's see if we can go in there. They might get pissed off. A lot of people get pissed off at me, you may have noticed. Hi.
Hi.
How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Did you come here to watch the certification?
Sorry?
You guys come to watch the certification?
What is the certification?
You know, January 6th, Congress saying, yeah, okay, Trump is the president.
No, we are.
Just having a snowball fight?
Yeah, just vacation.
Vacation?
Yeah.
In the middle of snow in Washington, D.C. Where are you guys from?
Colombia.
Colombia.
Colombia?
Yeah.
Isn't it cold?
No, not cold. We
I'm
don't have
saying
snow.
right now it's cold.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but in Colombia we don't have snow.
Hace mucho frío, see?
Exacto.
Okay. Hasta la vista. Have a nice day. That's an Arnold Schwarzenegger quote. I don't know if that's even actually something to say to somebody. Hasta, enjoy the view, doesn't it mean? What does hasta la vista mean even? God, what a mess it is here. So we've got cops here at the Hyatt. Why is that? I used to stay at the Riot Hyatt in LA. I think that's gone though. They call it the Riot Hyatt because, you know, your rock stars used to jam that place up. So let's see if we can. Why are the cops all jamming out the Hyatt? Do you know if that press conference is still happening?
There's no press conference in there.
See, they're just dicks. Regency on Capitol Hill. There was a press conference. We'll see. So we got a bus of Capitol Police here. coming in 2025. Let's see. Nice and warm in here. This might fog the lenses. You're not supposed to come from the cold into the warm like that. Do you know what's happening? Up his hand like. So he's also trying to thwart the broadcast. We might have just lost it. And it's saying low battery. So I don't know if we can go downstairs and still maintain a live stream. Let's see. Did we lose the stream? Are people still with me here? Lots of things conspiring to mess me up. Are we back? Did I recover the stream? Buffering in the building is terrible. Sorry, folks. Should be okay. Do we have me back? It's probably going to get worse if I go downstairs. Yeah, exactly. I don't know, is it back? When it flips around to me, I'll know it's back. Right, I think there's a lot of people who have, there were cops outside there. He said there we go, it's back. All right, we're gonna go downstairs and see. Okay, so listen, if we lose the broadcast at any time down here, I'm not gonna be able to, I got other things to be worried about right now, so I might not be able to recover it, and there will be a director's cut with whatever gets lost. That'll be available to sponsors on odyssey.com/@crowdsourcethetruth, crowdsourcethetruth.substack.com, and subscribestar.com and patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth. That will be put together later in the event that I get thwarted in any way right now, which I would say is probable. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know if we're going to have cellular network underground here. We'll find out soon. Seems maybe unlikely. But we'll see. Whoa! Gotta also not trip. Hi. Press conference?
Yes, I need your ID, please.
Sure.
Are you on the list?
I don't think so. But it's a press conference, right?
You have your press ID?
I don't have a press ID, but that's me.
I understand that, but you're not on the list.
Can't just go in? Thanks. Oh, thank you very much.
We, the people, are creating justice in this country. I'm very, very proud of us. I'm very, very proud of us. And we can't stop. What Mike Lindell says is very, very true. The deep state is very deep. And J6 has been one of the deepest state operations we, the people, have ever conquered. So we must continue to own our power to conquer the deep state through peaceful, political, consistent action action. Citizen engagement is the key. That's how we got it done. We had 3 steps on the back of this book. 1, to produce this strategy guide. 2, to produce a database of all the January to 6 defendants so that they have all the information available. And 3, expand public support for J6 pardons through education and engagement. We did that. We did that. I'm gonna say something else. For all the other folks out there in the election, Scott Plessler, please forgive me because I know you did very, very great work, but I'm gonna say something right now. J6ers, J6 community, J6 advocates, J6 supporters, we sealed the victory for Donald J. Trump. And I knew that would happen. I knew that would happen in 2021 when the left said we want to make January 6th an election issue. And I said, come at me, bro. Throw me in that briar patch. Because that's what's done it. It is an election issue. Justice is an election issue, and it needs to be on the ballot in every single election. So thank you guys for your support and your help. Please reach out to me. Please let J6ers know there are so many resources available. It is so critical right now that we help these folks and make sure that they get the resources they need to rebuild their lives, to get home to their families, to have a future, because their past is never going to be the same. I'm sorry, it's not. And I wear black today because 4 people died that day and they never come back. But we can undo as much of this damage as Satan has put on us, and we're going to, and that is the work of the Lord. And I want to thank you guys for doing that. And I want to also say that we will honor the lives lost at that Capitol today and every other year until the end of time. Amen. Thank you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, more
watch you all the
power,
time. Thank you
more
very much.
passion, more truth coming forward. So, before we have our next speakers here,
Thanks for saying that.
I mean, to
Yeah.
see the emotion of the parents that come forward, share their love with you, the expression and what they comments online, but you get to see it here in person. And I've been with Tamara, one of you on Pleasant, I've been with
What are you doing here?
Suzanne here, DC.
How are you, Ezra?
all
Frish?
powerful.
What are you doing here? Disrupting, no doubt.
I'm not disrupting. I'm
What are
just
you doing
talking
here?
to people. Listen to me, because it's good to see you. You look great, man.
Care so much about that effort. So, I would like to point your attention to, I am wearing a J6
Don't you work for the
Patriot
FBI or
flag
something, or the
pin.
cops?
I wish. I'd make more money than I do now.
You came with a Fauci thing over to the Matt Taibbi event.
Yeah, it was funny.
Who's this dick?
That's my friend.
Yeah.
I prefer not putting my cameraman on there.
Yeah, so what are you doing here? You can't possibly be for January 6th defendants.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. You're always disrupting everything.
Well, I'm a journalist too.
How come Matt Taibbi?
He's a friend of mine.
Yeah, right. He is a friend of yours. So you were in there pretend you were. No.
After the
What's that
event.
guy's name? Walter Kern said
Yeah.
your father is his best friend.
Yeah, they're good friends. Yeah.
So obviously you've known Matt Taibbi for a long time.
No, because, well, that's not how it works.
It doesn't seem like you were organically there.
They're here today.
I was organically there.
Ready
I don't
to
think
talk
so.
to you, share with you about how
Yeah,
they
take care.
feel about what's happening today. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you. We look forward to having you.
Hello, good morning. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you all for being here. My name is Dr. Lang. I am the proud mother of our Jake Clemens, known to all of them as Jake. Standing before you, mother, my heart is filled with both pain and hope as I share my son's story and plea for justice happen. Jake was raised with hope, filled with love and strong values,
Get
with
lost.
a Jewish mother and a Christian father. He grew up learning the importance of faith, integrity, and standing up for liberty. From a young age, Jake showed an empathy, always ready for others, and lend a hand to anyone in need. Those who knew Jake described him as a man of unwavering moral character and deep compassion. 4 years ago, Jake was swept up in the events of January 6th. That day was chaotic. And like so many others, Jake found himself in a situation far beyond anyone could have anticipated.
Not on my hand.
Yet even in the midst of turmoil, Jake's actions reflected his true nature. When the chaos became overwhelming, Jake demonstrated extraordinary bravery and selflessness. He saved the lives of 2 men, Tommy Jacob and Philip Benson. As the crowd surged dangerously, Jake held on to the end for his life, refusing to let them be swallowed by the chaos. He later described the feeling as though their limbs like fragile would never let go. When Philip lost consciousness, Jake must be out so he had begged him to stay safe, protecting his life at great risk to his own. These were not actions of a violent man or a threat to society. These were the actions of a hero. My hero. Someone who put in the danger and should save lives instead of coming to. Since that day, Jake has been held without bail, without trial, for nearly 4 years. I'll say it again. In America, in 2025, my son has been held for 4 years without bail and no trial. This is not just an unimagined personal injustice. It is a blatant violation of his constitutional rights. The Sixth Amendment guarantees every American a speedy trial, yet Jake is denied this most basic protection. During his time, the condition he had endured nothing short of inhumane. At least 8 years of his time has been spent in solitary confinement. 4th of his time in jail has been spent in solitary confinement. Most dangerous was not someone who has been convicted of a crime, but that punishment is meant for dangerous offenders. He has been for more than 15 times. Each relocation, plunging him and our family in fear and uncertainty. Days passed before we could locate him, leaving us for about safety as well-being. Navigating with filter system over and over again. Jake has faced severe limitations on his illegal obstructions of himself. The condition of his men is great, cruel, weeks without consistent hygiene, like a string of nails, and days without showers. He has been forced to sleep on a wafer-thin mattress in dark, moldy cells with no chairs or heating utensils. Meals are often too little to sustain him. Sometimes, nothing more than a piece of bologna on thin bread. These conditions are not unique. They are a window into the brokenness of our justice systems, where countless Americans are subjected to more inhumane, many before they had their court. This is not justice. This is a betrayal principle that our country was on. Fairness, dignity, and the presumption of innocence. As a mother, it is agonizing to witness the toll that this has taken on Jake and our family. He has missed weddings, the birth of his niece, funerals, and countless family moments can never take place. A piece of family taken from him, leaving a hole in our heart. And then it's
It's actually
Donnie, have you seen
How are you
George's
doing?
latest
What's going on?
nonsense?
Yeah, you and George not friends anymore, or what's going on?
Well, George and I haven't been working with each other since 2017, but you seem to have been very interested in everything that he's done.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
You still crowdsourcing?
What
the
happened
truth?
with the Benassis?
Benassis? Did the story on them.
Yeah. You seem to work for the FBI.
Do I?
You do, yeah.
think?
You're always covering stories the way they want them covered. How come nobody was interested in the fact that that George Webb live stream happened on a channel called Jason Goodman? The FBI never called me. You covered it from the angle of George doing everything. The FBI never even asked me what did I know about it.
You were bummed you didn't get the attention.
No, it's not that I was
you wanted.
bummed. It's that I've come
But
to
I'm-
realize that
spell
I
your
was
name,
set up
really.
by George, and it seemed like you and the FBI and George and his brother were doing a cleanup operation because George intended to entrap me and get me put in jail.
Yeah.
How come you haven't won an Emmy yet?
I'm not good enough.
That's
Been
true,
nominated- Been nominated twice.
but you're sort of up Adam Sharp's ass. I would think you'd get an Emmy.
You think so?
I do think so,
Come
yeah.
have some lunch?
Perfect size for a butt plug. Have a good day, Donnie. You stupid asshole. So I think we see what's going on over there. We've got Ezra Frish down there. We've got Don O'Sullivan down there. That's an interesting press conference. I'm sort of glad that we didn't see Ivan Raiklan. It just saved me editing time later. Boy, so much weird stuff going on. Donnie definitely works in support of the FBI. In my opinion, I don't know, what do people think about some of these guys at some of these press conferences? I'm not gonna have lunch with Donnie O'Sullivan. But there's nobody really down there, Brian. Ezra works for NPR? Does he? No, I'm not going to stop the live stream, but I just don't think that press conference has much more to offer. I think the meat of that press conference was happening earlier, and we got a ton of cops outside here. Well, Donnie's not going to say anything about the butler. Was he in Butler even? This is somebody that people know, I think, right? How you doing? They're gonna throw me out of this Hyatt in a minute for standing around recording people. Notice how annoyed that guy got downstairs, and then the second he put up his hand, the live stream almost cut out. Glad I've gotten good at recovering the live streams. I do have a special guest who I've invited to come on the live stream. These guys look like Capitol Police to me. Yeah, they got Capitol Police jackets. So why do they have Capitol Police at this hotel? I really could use a bottle of water. I should have gotten that while I was down there. Well, all right, I'll go back down. We'll see if there's a drink to be had. Now that they've seen me once, I think I guess don't mind that I'm there. That security dude was initially pretty angry. Oh, all the Capitol Police are having lunch here, as is Donnie. It's crazy. We'll just get a drink of water and then maybe head out. Yeah, I guess, I don't know, that was, somebody was watching the press conference. George Tanios was communicating with me about it on X, so I'm not exactly sure where you can see the full live stream of the conference. Me again.
I don't think so. I sent him an email. Media Matters. George Soros 6 Media Matters. And they actually come out with 7 people. Sorry,
Yeah. So. Quick announcement, so for refreshments, if you need refreshments, so they're gonna put them away soon, so we wanna make sure that those that are here in the room with us.
If you'd like to hold it all out now, and we bring up the next speaker, please go ahead and do that.
That is a quick moment for that. But others passionately. This is indicative of what's been happening in this country for 4 years. I'd like to point attention to the matter that we have other countries in this nation, or other countries on the globe, that are now offering political asylum. The January 6th amendment, 4 years we've been offering political asylum. In our own country, this has always been the place where people that sought political asylum could run from a globalist world, horrific governments, third world, nasty operation.
Crowdsource the truth.
Yes, hi.
Hey man, I follow you on Twitter. Great work.
Thank you very much. Forgive me, I don't immediately recognize you.
Dave Clemens.
Oh, Dave, right.
We have.
Well, let's have a chat out here. Everybody was saying I walked right by you. Do you have a minute?
Yeah, sure. Stop the steel.
So how's the conference going there?
I just got here. I was stuck in the airport last night in Atlanta.
I would never tell anybody what to do, but my advice is watch out for that guy Ezra Frish. He's not legitimate. He's here to make you look foolish.
Okay. Okay. I don't know who that is.
Sorry, we got to go back in. Okay, no problem.
No. We you and I have a mutual person that we loathe, Jeremy Oliver.
Oh yeah.
He accosted you, and he also accosted me. So.
Yeah, he's crazy.
So yeah.
So, but wait a minute. So he is somehow connected to Patrick Byrne, and he pretends to be kind of a nice guy. What has he done to you?
Well, he left death threats on my voicemail. I didn't know who he was at first, and I ran into him at CPAC, and he had a camera crew ready to do kind of a hit piece on me. And as soon as I heard his voice, I'm like,
That's the voicemail.
You're the guy that's been calling me at 1 o'clock in the morning. Like subconsciously,
right?
I knew, like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? And then I confronted him about it. And they could just tell right when I confronted him that he didn't want anything to do with the conversation. So yeah, he's a lying piece of shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so how come he doesn't get in trouble for making death threats?
Well, he's a spook. So it's one of those things where trying to get to the bottom of it, it's this amorphous thing that I don't have the bandwidth to really pursue. But
Dave, I've been stalked by people like that for 8 years. George Webb's brother.
Yeah.
I can't get rid of him. The cops, the courts, the FBI, nobody will do anything.
Yeah, well, it was not a great time in my life getting those calls, but if this goes out to the public, double down. He threatened to sue me for defamation. I welcomed it, just welcomed it, and of course he never went through on it. So.
You know, I don't know if you saw the video where I went with Charles Ortel to Nate Kane's house to interview Nate Kane.
No.
Jeremy Oliver was there in his kitchen.
Really?
Yeah, I was quite surprised to see him.
Yeah, well, where I came across, he was on True News, did a story.
Oh yeah, right, about Jeremy Oliver, right?
Yeah, and when I saw what he did to you, it was the same thing that he tried to do to me. He tried to get me basically into an altercation where I get, arrested and removed from CPAC. And so it was just kind of bizarre, but yeah.
Well, listen, I really appreciate you coming up and saying hello. It's good to meet you.
Yeah, Crowdsource the truth.
Thanks very much. How can people who want to find you, where they get you on X?
The Prof's record, the Professor's record, and we're just here standing in solidarity for these heroes.
Great to see you, Dave. Thanks for stopping me. Take care. Oh, wow, I'm glad I came back downstairs. Isn't that great? So I hope that... See, here's Ezra Frish making more people look foolish.
Didn't have any weapons on me, wasn't intending to storm the Capitol, and we'll get into the conditions after this. I just want to give you an idea of where my mind was at. Texas is one of those. Not going to work? That's okay. Well, let me know if that works, please. But anyhow, I was having a good time at the Ellipse. Didn't even know we were going down to the Capitol until Trump said we were going to peacefully and patriotically march down to the Capitol to let our voices be heard. No idea. Most people don't realize that as Trump is still speaking, there's the chaos that's starting at the Capitol, which we now know that some agents, and my favorite evidence is blatant post-prosecutors. I saw that and read that at jail. And these people are telling people to go past the barricades, helping people go past it, telling people to climb up the stairs that I and, for instance, Guy Ruff and many others would later climb up. And then telling people to go inside the Capitol. And some people ask, why would you think you were allowed inside the building? Well, aside from the police officers, there we go. Aside from the police officers welcoming, seeming like they were welcoming the police where I was.
Okay, we might have a special guest joining us right now. I'm just communicating with him here on X. We'll try this. This is going to be tricky, but this will be super cool if it works. We'll leave that press conference. So I don't know, Dave. That was interesting that he knows Jeremy Oliver, and I think it was nice of him to stop and say hello. Right? People, obviously, some people are saying some things and other people are saying other things. But let's see if we can get the guest to join, and we'll head back outside and see what's going on. There's Donnie and his stupid CNN crew. Read Donnie's emails. Donnie the dunce. Hi. I think everybody in here is like looking for me or something. So let's see. So I think I've got it in a mode where the guest can join at any moment if he's able to do that. And I do believe I will hear him if and when he joins. It would be so cool. This would be a great guest. Well, I like doing these super long live streams on January 6th. I guess it's only the second time I've done it, but you know, January 6th has become such an important day. Why are there so many police all over this hotel? Makes me feel like I'm in New York. Let's see. Whoops, let's see how the guest is doing. Well, I guess he'll just pop in if and when he's ready to do that. We'll continue walking around and just check out the grounds here. We got the Teamsters. DC is getting pretty socked in with snow, although the snow has stopped for now. I think it's expected to pick up again this afternoon. Just send a message here. Yeah, so okay, this is perfect because we're getting close to the time that he said he would be available. I think people are going to like this guest if he's able to join. I don't want to say who it is in case we're not able to connect or anything like that happens. Now, I don't really know where the DNC is relative to here. So all of these buildings look sort of pipe bomber-ish to me. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a real test of the bandwidth if the guest joins. But I think it should work. There's not a lot of people here on the mobile data network, and we got 5G, strong signal. Should be good. Battery power is looking okay. With luck, this will be a great way to wrap up the stream, have a little conversation with our special guest. I don't have his phone number. We're just communicating on X, so hopefully he'll just pop in to the stream. I don't know, what do people think about that? Getting a lot of varied input on that press conference. It's funny to see Donnie down there. I mean, look who's covering it. Audio is skipping. Okay. Right now the audio is skipping? Should be okay. See, the thing is, I think a lot of the purpose of that press conference, basically, and the reason why Donnie and Ezra Frish are there, is because while there are probably very smart and good people there, they want to get a collection of kind of fringe people to just make it look like that's a Star Trek convention or people are crazy or something like that. And obviously, you know, Donnie is interested in covering it from that angle. Ezra Frish looked boring. Yeah, the press conference, I agree with that. I mean, I think we missed the bulk of it. right? That was, I guess they front-loaded it with all the, more prominent people or something. So I don't think I'm too familiar with Dave Clemens and what, his, what was going on with him. That's interesting that Jeremy Oliver doesn't like him. Some people here said he's a Flynn guy. I don't know. Look, I thought Flynn was a good guy for a long time too. It takes a while sometimes for people to realize that. And Donnie's like, oh, you're not working with George Webb anymore, are you? Hey, laddie. Come on, Dick, you know exactly what's going on. That guy's following George Webb. I mean, is he a journalist or what? Because if he knew I was working with George Webb or thought I was working with George Webb, when he was covering that Benassi story, wouldn't he say, oh, where's that guy who I think is working with George Webb, and ask him what's going on? Donnie is full of shit, you can tell, obviously. Little imp that he is. But yeah, it's disappointing that you're not able to go into the Capitol office building. I mean, why not just have the regular security where they, check that people have no weapons? I mean, everything's got to be a total lockdown nowadays, rather than, allowing people to have freedom of movement and freedom of speech and, security in your effects and papers without undue search and seizure. They love unduly searching and seizing things. That's kind of their whole deal. But all right, well, let's go on a walk, and if our guest joins us, he'll join us. I don't think I want to get up over by those Capitol Police where they're going to hit me with an IMS eye catcher. And by the way, IMS eye catcher, that's like 10-year-old stuff. Maybe they have something now. It could be as small as a cell phone that they just carry and see me and press it and disrupt, right? I wouldn't be surprised based on what just happened in the hotel and it's not like there's a dead zone in the hotel. I walked in there and everything worked fine. Seems like they must have some, Wi-Fi-like technology that either allows or disallows mobile phone communication inside that hotel. Makes sense that you would have that in a business hotel to allow people's mobile phones to work downstairs there, some sort of cellular network extender. And by that, I don't know, I'm just presuming. And certainly if they had something like that, having the ability to disrupt it would go hand in glove. David Hawkins would say it's dual use, right? Patents. He would look for a patent and I'm sure he'd find it. So right, we were talking about the technocratic infiltration of the Donald Trump presidency. I don't know, I mean, I think we've seen an evolution of Trump from 2016 to now. I mean, we're talking 9 years, right? Who doesn't evolve in 9 years? But the question is, we'll now see in what ways has Trump evolved. I mean, obviously he knows much more. That's the Dukes of Hazzard. General Lee on a Ford Fusion. What's the deal with that? Yeah, I mean, I guess everybody, whatever we know or don't know about the Cybertruck guy, there's all kinds of security concerns that have happened recently that certainly give the cops and everybody at least an excuse to be standing around getting tons of overtime to act like dicks and thwart our rights. So that cop's like, oh, there's no press conference going on in there. So first of all, obviously he didn't know. And I think a more sensible answer would be, I'm a cop, I don't know where press conferences are happening. But he confidently said there wasn't one, which again causes me to believe that that's some sort of police operation over there. Or FBI, or, I'm sure the JTTF is involved at the U.S. Capitol Police. Probably, let's look that up. I mean, I would be surprised if there's not JTTF at the U.S. Capitol Police. And so then that would mean that they are essentially one and the same as the FBI. So somebody said before that the audio was choppy. Now that could be a function of the network downstairs in the hotel or the mode that I'm in right now waiting for the guest. How is the audio? Overtime on Monday? Yeah, maybe not overtime, I don't know. But if they have more cops on duty who aren't supposed to be working, then I guess it would be overtime, right? I don't know how overtime works. David Hawkins, yeah, I know, Karen. So yeah, hopefully the audio is fine right now. It should be fine. There's no reason why it would be choppy. I think maybe downstairs there might have been some disruptions to the network. I don't really know. Let's see, can we get around to the part of the Capitol where I just don't think so, because this is all fenced off. This is how I would normally get there. You got to go up this street. It's difficult for me to find my way around DC. I'm quite confused by the layout and everything. Audio sounds good, good to hear. Yeah, so let's just look this up here real quick. JTTF, U.S. Capitol Police, and see what we can see. U.S. Capitol Police, JTTF, FBI. Let's see, Joint Terrorism Task Force, Statement of Facts, your affidavit, terrorism, Statement of Facts. Let's just, you know what, here, we can ask, maybe ChatGPT will know. It's pretty smart. Maybe people hate this, but let's see what it says. Do you know if the U.S. Capitol Police have FBI JTTF integrated in there?
Yes, the U.S. Capitol Police works closely with the FBI and other agencies, including integration with the JTTF. This collaboration helps address threats to national security and ensure the safety of key government figures and buildings.
Cool. I'm not surprised by that.
It's definitely a significant part of their operations. If you have any other questions about it, feel free to ask.
Yeah, so ChatGPT had no doubt that the U.S., they're like, hell yeah, they love the JTTF. They're all over that. So, okay, I mean, look, that's an FBI operation going on over there at that hotel.
May I say something for the camera?
What do you want to say?
Declaration of Independence.
Sure.
We hold these,
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive to these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it, and to institute a new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness.
Thanks.
Thanks
you for saying that.
Of course.
Have a good day.
You too.
That's interesting. It's funny, there's things in that make me feel like YouTube would want to stop that from being said. I just get nervous when people I don't know approach me like that in the middle of events like this. But he seemed all right. He had like butterflies on his fingernails, which is a bit weird, but whatever. Kids these days, you know. Well, I don't know, where's the guest? Maybe he stepped away from Twitter or X there. Yeah, so there we go. ChatGPT, very confident that FBI JTTF is getting down with the U.S. Capitol Police. Oh, good, 10 minutes, no problem at all. That's going to be perfect timing. Okay, good, we're going to have a guest joining us. That's going to be a great way to wrap up this stream. We'll talk to this guest for as long as he has time. And yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. That's an interesting little interlude. I'm glad I came here, and thanks to all the sponsors that make these types of trips possible. Obviously, this is a free show going out to everybody, but you wouldn't be able to see it if it weren't for people sponsoring Crowdsource the Truth on odyssey.com/@crowdsourcethetruth and Substack, crowdsourcethetruth.substack.com and subscribestar.com and patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth. It just wouldn't be here without that sponsorship. So if you're not a sponsor and you enjoy the show, please consider sponsoring. And that way we can keep it going in the future and in the present. So let's just see what we got going on over here. I mean, it's just terrible, right? Oh, here comes the General Lee again. I heard it. I heard it somewhere. Here, we'll cross the street, get a different perspective. Yeah, there it is. What is this guy doing? Driving around in a little orange Ford Fusion, blaring the horn, painted like the General Lee. I think a lot of people think the General Lee is racist because I do believe it had a, a Confederate flag on there. I guess you couldn't do that show these days. I'm pretty sure that's it right there. It's really windy. Super cold day. Yeah, this is the General Lee right here. So we'll try to get a good shot of him as he goes by. I don't get it. What is the purpose of that? Anyway, I do enjoy doing these live streams. You just come out and see what kind of weird activity is going on. You always catch interesting things. Ezra Frish, that guy reading me the Constitution. Not putting them in the same category necessarily, but you know, the dude with the mustache. So yeah, let's just talk about that event being an FBI event. You know, we've got Capitol Police all over the place there. Why is that? If it was just a Star Trek convention, you wouldn't have that many police there. They had van loads of police. Why is that? And that guy working the hotel seemed to raise his hand and simultaneously shut down the stream. If I didn't have this data buffer, this stream would have been shut down twice today by seemingly deliberate action. Weird. Maybe not weird. Okay, let's see. Oh, let's see if we can get in over here. I'm not exactly wearing boots. I do have these waterproof shoes, but it's hopefully this might get to my socks, which I do not want. That would ruin the day. And we still, oh boy, I think it just did. So this is some deep snow here. This would be great if we were skiing. Not ideal for walking around. I was going to wear some thermal undergarments, but I didn't. It's okay. We're just on the threshold of where that is not necessary. But this is good. We're now back on the sidewalk. Nice patch here. Let's see how close the guest is. Yeah, any minute I think we're going to be joined by a very special guest. People are going to love this. Add to the conversation. Hi. And make for a wonderful January 6th live stream. This is a Loudoun County Sheriff. So they got all kinds of law enforcement here. Brian. See, I don't know. YouTube is blocking these comments. Butterflies means they're gay, Laura says. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. So here, let's look at this little police antenna array of what they've got going here.
And there was no bathrooms, too.
I don't know what's going on with this thing. I used to be able to... Maybe I got it in the wrong mode. Let's see if I... That might be what I want. There we go. See that? What do we got here? It's clearly an antenna array. I guess it's a 5G tower, but it doesn't look like a regular... I don't know. Does any kind of telecom expert know what this is? What we're looking at here? Some sort of temporary station, I think. Right? Or is that always there? I mean, Maybe they just built that for now. It doesn't look permanent. All these wires sticking out of it. Generator. No, this is something that they brought in. I mean, I guess that pole is there, but the equipment has been attached to it. So you got industrial generators running this thing. Civil disturbance unit. Think about how much money gets spent on January 6th now. There's no civil disturbance happening. And then, of course, there's a raptor. And then, of course, when they knew there was going to be a civil disturbance, last time they did nothing. It's really amazing how many of those. Is that guy shooting 8mm film? Hey, excuse me. You shooting Super 8?
What?
You shooting Super 8? What do you got? Wow. Why Super 8?
I just like them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Good lens. Take care. Wow. Super 8. My God. Why the hell? Back in the day, Super 8, that used to be all you could shoot. I remember that. Man, when I was a kid, I used to make cartoons, animation with Super 8, Legos and whatnot. Oh, you can't go that way. All right. Yeah, I don't know, maybe that tower allows them to beam direct and shut down live streams like that. Beam direction is definitely a function of 5G. And like new routers and things like that. Here we go. This looks like a way I can get to the sidewalk. So we're getting a little bit of slush conditions here, which is gotta be careful. This is also a lot of area where I can hang up my wires on things. Pretty calm so far today?
Yeah, I'm pretty chill.
Good. I don't really want to interact with these cops again. They were sort of dicks. Go across the street. It's very calm. I mean, definitely a stark contrast to January 6th, 2021. Has anybody heard what the status is with the certification? Has that gone anywhere? Let's take a look at some perhaps breaking news. 1:30. So they said it was going to start at 1. Has Trump been certified yet? Anybody know? Stealing data from people. That's possible. Yeah, I mean, well, that's basically what an IMSI catcher does, is whatever your phone is putting out, it catches it, and then it either sends it out to the network so that you don't know it's been caught, or it stops it from reaching the network, so if they don't like it, it can't go. It is like a prison compound. It's depressing, right? I mean, this is modern Washington, D.C. Everything's under lockdown. Right, walls are racist. We want to build bridges, not walls. Unless, of course, you know, is to keep Joe Biden out. Look, there is the former Trump post office hotel. Now I think it's the Waldorf Astoria. And then he said he was going to buy it again, right? I think he should. It was a cool hangout when Trump is president. I like a president that has buildings. It's sort of like Bruce Wayne-ish of him. So let's just see who's reporting what about the certification. Where should we check? Oh yeah, right. So we didn't really talk too much about that Adrian Dittman. So somebody wrote an article claiming this German guy was actually Adrian Dittman. Could have been someone using a voice changer to change to Elon Musk, but I don't think so, because it's just usually not the way it sounds. I mean, it's the guy's mannerisms and his way of laughing and the things he was saying is what sounded like Elon Musk. The voice sounded like Elon Musk changing to something else. And then to debunk the whole Elon Musk is Adrian Dittman idea, there was a conversation allegedly between Dittman and Musk, except that the Dittman in that conversation sounded different to me than the Dittman who was arguing with Laura Loomer a week or two ago, or maybe longer, about the visas. So, I mean, it seems to me like that could be an account that is used, and I mean, you could have different people using it at different times for different purposes to, you know, sow all this confusion. And now Elon Musk threw off that article there's a lot of interesting characters rolling around here on January 6th. Live trucks playing music, Dukes of Hazzard, Ford Fusion. Very odd, very odd. I'm just sort of vamping now, hoping that my guest here will join.
Oh, I'm here, buddy.
Oh, there he is. Wonderful. Right now, I am delighted to welcome Adam, the lectern guy. Adam, how are you? There could not be a better guest on January 6th than you, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. No complaints here. Made it out to D.C. and decided not to stay down by the Capitol because I got interviews west of D.C.
So for people who don't know you immediately, you are the guy who hilariously walked out of the Capitol holding the lectern. What do you think now, 4 years after that happened, how it's affected your life? Oh, look, you've got the lectern guy hat. First of all, before we get into anything, where can people buy lectern guy merch and how can people support you?
They actually can't buy it right now. I started up a charity, and the charity goes live in the next couple of weeks. Got a website built. And we are taking all the profits from these hats, the lecterns that I build, and we are donating them to people who have children, who have parents who are in prison.
Wow. I got to tell you, Adam, I'm so impressed by you, man. So many people in your situation would be just depressed and upset. And I mean, you have got such a way to find a silver lining. It really is an inspiration. I mean that.
I have my family. I have my wife. I have my kids. I have their health, my health. I have no reason to be upset or angry or live in such a way to where it would harm my day-to-day relationship with them. So it's an easy place to be.
You've got such a wonderful sense of humor as well. So, and I mean, listen, looking from the outside, it almost seems like this experience has created opportunities for you in your life. Is that right?
Yeah, that's a great way to assess it. I think that I'm a lemonade maker. You know, things are going to happen. People are going to cast stones. And you need to be able to take those stones and build towers out of them. I think it's the resiliency of the American spirit is what made our country great. Is we saw adversity, we saw, you know, a land that needed a lot of work, and we put the work in, and now we have this. So.
And tell everybody exactly what happened. So you obviously, you know, I've seen the mugshot. Did you spend a lot of time in jail? What happened with the trial? All that?
So I was arrested within a couple of days of January 6th. I was in isolation over the weekend to see a judge on Monday.
Wow.
They charged me a felony theft for moving the lectern, never actually stole it. I moved it 20 feet from inside the Capitol. It was not in someone's room, didn't break down someone's door. I moved it, gave a short speech, and left. They charged me with felony theft for that. They charged me with a misdemeanor violent entry, and there's a video of me walking through open doors. And they charged me with a misdemeanor entering and restraining in a restricted building, which is trespassing. For this, I had to hire $100,000 worth of attorneys.
Ooh.
We beat they wouldn't let us raise money for those attorneys either.
What?
They didn't allow us to crowdsource or do anything.
Wow. Why not? What do you mean? How did they stop you from doing that?
I was one of the first cases that went through. So there are a lot of questions why I didn't go to prison for 4 years, and it's because my attorneys were fantastic, and they said the only thing you can really hope for is not getting that felony. So we sat down, we did proffers, they went through my entire life. They tried to connect me with, you know, Proud Boys or Oath Keepers, and I'm just a regular guy. So we got through the system as quickly as possible. We took a plea deal. The plea deal dropped my felony and dropped the violent entry. So I pled guilty to trespassing, and for that they sent me to federal prison for 75 days.
Wow. And what was that like?
I mean, again, I'm a pretty positive guy, so I try to look at it as everything is an experience, and your attitude, whether it's positive or negative, is going to dictate how that experience is. So I looked at an opportunity to listen to people, learn their stories, and get an experience that most people, hopefully will never have. But because I have that, I can tell stories that, again, it's crazy stuff happens on the inside. It is probably one of the most racist places I've ever been, but also one of the strongest senses of community.
Wow. And did you make any friends that you're still in touch with while you were in prison?
I did. So my cellmate, he was recently released. He is on he's finishing up his sentence in a halfway house, and I hopefully he is with his fiance now. They just had a baby. He's getting his life back. Fantastic man. This is a guy who would give you a shirt off the back. He would put together care packages for the new inmates that were coming in. Because when you come in, sometimes you don't have things like a toothbrush or deodorant or shampoo or shoes. So he would take his commissary, he would collect things from people and make sure that new inmates came in were taken care of.
Did anybody try to harm you while you were in there?
No. So I had a modicum of celebrity status, and when you're in prison, when you're locked away, it is when someone comes in that's kind of infamous, or you've seen them on the news, you kind of get a pass in prison because everyone wants to talk to you. It's kind of like you don't hurt the mascot.
Right. And you weren't doing any kind of crime that somebody would object to. If anything, you were sticking it to the man. I would imagine you'd be quite popular.
That's a very good assessment, yes. There are a lot of people in there that shouldn't be in there, where the Fed set them up, and now they're serving 10 years, 15 years, 20-year sentences.
Wow. Wow. And we've been hearing that there's some lawsuits against the government and stuff like that for violating people's rights. I guess as a component of your plea arrangement, I would presume you're not able to participate in any of that.
Not at this point. If pardons do come through, and I believe we will see a measure of pardons come very quickly, I believe we will see a lot of people get their lives back. But, getting their lives back versus being restored are two separate things. I think these lawsuits are a good idea. I do think that Trump should just order the DOJ to settle the case and not have to waste years of attorneys and the DOJ and the AOSA going back and forth. It's going to be cheaper for the American people, and I think it's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you, I'm sure, have followed all the different stories about January 6th, Ray Epps, John Earl Sullivan. What do you think about those guys?
Man, I tell people this, that I know my wheelhouse. I make jokes. I try to bring light to these dark subjects. There are people who are much better suited to answer those questions. I do think that it is suspicious at minimum, their treatment or their lack of maltreatment compared to other J6ers. But that list is very long, and the government is very good at wheeling and peddling lies and giving you a little bit of line to hang yourself. And I believe that there is definitely some people. I mean, we know now after that last report came out that there were at least, 17 or 26 FBI agents on the ground that day?
Yeah, 26 I heard them say, but I photographed 4 within 5 seconds.
Yes. So we know this is their game plan, but we will never know all of the people that were there, that were working in that capacity. I do believe that there are such things as CIs that are made after the fact, where maybe we would put, maybe Epps is an after the fact CI. They bring him in, they're like, listen, we're going to basically make a patsy. It's the magician, look at this hand over here, while the other one's actually doing the magic.
Mm-hmm.
So now, whether I believe he is a organizer, ringleader, I don't know. Right. I couldn't tell you, but the treatment that he received compared to others is suspicious at minimum.
Yeah, I would say. Now, so you mentioned your charity. How do people find that?
This is it is a true 501c3. The website should be going up next couple of weeks. We were going to have it posted before Christmas, but just with the audits, and I mean, I'm getting audited. It's going to happen.
Wow.
So we decided to wait for the fiscal year to start. Before this, I was raising all the money out of my own pocket. I was buying all the building supplies. I put out, I think it's close to $20,000 worth just for building websites, taxes, hiring lawyers, 501c. But we've taken everything and we just given it away because God's been very good to us. We're substantially more fortunate than others, so we try to we try to pay back as much as we can.
You're an amazing guy, Adam, I have to say. I really want to thank you for joining me, and I want to let people know they can follow you on X. You are the Lectern guy, and you are at Lectern Leader on X. Anything else you want to share with everyone before we go?
Just for me, it's very simple. We have a lot of talk about retribution, and while we do need to see justice unfold in the people who came after us so hard, we need to be also focused on reformation and recanonizing history to tell the truth accurately about what happened that day. So we can't get so caught up in vengeance that we miss the larger things, the history of how it's going to be told 20 years from now. That should be our generational fight. So I remind everyone, every 4 years we see a change in office, maybe every 8, every 2 for midterms. We are in a generational fight. So keep that mindset that a win is not a win until we have drawn lines in the sand and taken territory back.
You are truly an amazing guy, Adam. I want to thank you for joining me today. Adam Johnson, the Lectern guy, the best guest I could have possibly had on January 6th. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I hope to speak to you again soon.
Thanks so much for having me on. You be safe out there, all right?
Take care, Adam. Thanks. That was just wonderful. Adam the Lectern guy. Boy, I hope people have enjoyed this live stream. I'm getting sort of cold, and I don't think I can top that. So we're at almost 2 hours here, and that was really just wonderful. And I hope that when Adam's charity goes live, people will sponsor it. He's an inspiring guy. Let's just see if there's anybody there in the chat who wants to tell me anything before I sign off. It's quite a day. Oh yeah, did anybody see if they have certified Trump yet? What's going on with that? Let's just get back to the chat for a second. Wasn't that a great surprise guest right there? Let's see. Well, all right. We'll have to. Yeah, Ray Epps and John Sullivan have to. No, I'm not driving a Tesla. I can't afford a Tesla. And also, you can't charge a Tesla in New York City. I have a Ford Escape. It's a hybrid. It gets great fuel economy. It was not expensive. I just paid it off. And that's another thing. Thanks to the sponsors, I would not be able to have that car if it wasn't for the generous sponsors who keep Crowdsource the Truth going. Thanks to everyone for tuning in today and for watching. Please become a sponsor if you aren't already. Go to odyssey.com/@crowdsourcethetruth, crowdsourcethetruth.substack.com, or subscribestar.com, or patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth. We've got to keep it going, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in.